Well, today's Monday. Yeah, sorry, my dog's like being all crazy. Today's Monday, and this weekend I tried taking the kids to do some family time. I took them skating, and yeah, we ended up coming home because the little one started feeling, well, my middle child started feeling warm, and then the eldest came to me stating that she didn't feel good. So that's how that went. So, but I got them all feeling better right before school. Thank goodness, because we don't want to miss any school. Grab my coffee. School's important and all. So then a situation came up this weekend, and it comes up fairly often. Sorry, I had a call and I don't know who it's from. It comes up fairly often, and a lot of parents I don't think talk about it due to finances and being, embarrassed about it from time to time. I do have a sister-in-law I run into this situation with. She has one kid, my nephew, and her and my brother work. I mean, when you have kids and you work, you have all kinds of stuff going on. So I get it. We get busy, but, there's been discussions how, we wish we got together more like we used to and, spend time together. And so the kids can grow up more together and spend time together. Well, she does this thing of calling me on the random saying, hey, do you mind do you want to go with us to the here or there, on the spot? And I'm like, well, when are you leaving? And she's like, well, within an hour. Okay. Well, parents, there is a difference between having one child and having multiple, or if you're like me, 3 or more. Getting them ready, trying to get 4 humans ready, like under an hour, it's not likely. It's really not. From the age of 7 and under, it's, and on top of it, you feel bad because it's a lot more money, to take your families out to do stuff. It is costly, and the more children you have, the more costly it is, especially on the spot like that. I'm paying triple what she normally would, and she thinks I'm just blowing her off because I don't want to spend time with her. Well, that's not the case. Everyone has different financial situations, different family situations. You have 2 adults in some households at work. You have 1. You have single parents. You have stay at home. It's just some have multiple kids. Some have 1. Some have, more bills to pay than others. You're talking about medical bills or whatever. So you can't always get down or expect people to jump on your level all the time. It just doesn't work that way. And then to have your feelings hurt about it is another thing. When I end up trying to politely decline, I always get that phone call from my mother. Well, Megan, see, honey, she tried to, she tried to get a hold of you, she said, and you told her no. So when you say that, you want to spend time with them or whatnot, and you never get to, you have no reason to be able to say that because she tries. Why don't you just come on over and hang out? It's easier. It doesn't cost money to spend time together. It shouldn't. I get it, kids. It'd be fun to take the kids to do stuff. But it has to be further planned. My 2 children have to go to specialists, and not the same either. So it's just chaotic around here. And on top of it, I wish I could work. We have 1 person. We have 1 adult working in this house. I'm the stay-at-home mom. Like I said, 2 kids, 2 different specialists on top of when you have younger kids, they have several appointments, doing the every 3 to 6 month checkups, vaccines. This year is Layton's first year in school, so she's building up that immunity towards colds and everything. And it's just been crazy. I really, really wish I could work. I do. I miss work. I miss having a name instead of babe or mom. Like, I miss being around other adults instead of it's just like being a little servant. Mom, I'm thirsty. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm bored. Entertain me. Like, it's just something all the time. Like, even that 15 plus minute ride to work. Oh my goodness. To listen to what you want on the radio without hearing my tablet's dead or screaming in the back because the baby don't like being in her seat. I wish I would if I could. My two oldest children go to two different schools. They do not have preschool out where we live. And on top of it, I am the transportation. We're on the other side of the district, which we live in a small town, but we're seriously on the other road of it. And I'd rather her go there. I mean, we were on the waiting list. We got in. It's a small country area we live in. And it's way better than the bigger schools. They've had so much complications. They did when I went there. But how hard is it to find someone to come all the way out 20 minutes to come get my kids or whatever, or to bring my kid all the way out by our house to take her to school, then take the other one, or to come all the way out and pick them up from school, because my middle child, my second child, goes about 10 minutes out even from my oldest daughter's school. And then to have someone babysit, the baby on top of it, it's just so much chaos. And if I had a job, I've looked into it. No one's going to accommodate all the appointments and all the work I would have to miss. I mean, you're looking at least 2 a month. We have, the specialists, the checkups, and then we have our random x-rays and blood work and everything else just to keep an eye on the kids, see where they're progressing or checking out where Layton's hips are right now. Because the first disease, what that means is her blood flow is when your blood flow dies off in your hip. So your hip bone is chipping and deteriorating away. It does rebuild itself. You get new cells and whatnot, but as it does, it forms differently. It doesn't form into the shape it should, and it causes problems walking. It's pretty rare, in females especially, but it's very rare to have it in both hips, which that's what we found out in the past 6 months. I actually originally took her in because she was waking up sick in the morning, just sick. Like at maybe 3 in the morning, she'd get sick and not tell me, and it was happening once a night, every night. So I originally took her in for x-rays for that until about 3 hours after the fact. I got the phone call that they spotted something not right with her hips, and they needed to get her in to focus, to get a new x-ray to focus on her hips. And then they sent us to the specialist. And I mean, we're looking at probably surgeries and stuff in the future. And it's scary. And I mean, it's something I don't like to talk about because I want to live for now, and what comes may come, and just enjoy the days I have with her dancing and stuff and riding her bikes. And she's my very athletic girl that does her flips and tricks, and I just don't want to think about it. But with all that going on, there's no way I could work. And I wish other moms are considerate. I mean, in this day and age, it's about keeping up with others. And you don't have to. You shouldn't have to, especially with family. Or if you call someone a friend, they should be understanding and be like, girl, I know you got this and that, and let's hang out. Let's pull out some games for the kids. Let's bust out some junk food. Turn on that Disney Plus, maybe some wine in the evening. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to hang out, and it shouldn't be costly, It's not what it's about in the long run. And I just feel like this is going on a lot now, who's doing what, who's doing the most. And let's go here and take pictures and post it on Instagram that we did this and that. And that's not me. I'd rather sit in a room and play Barbies with my kids, or call her, even though my oldest is going to complain because the lids are missing and her new markers are going to get dried out, and then the other one has a blue face, while the other one found the lid to the marker in her mouth. So it's life. It's what we do though. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but I wish parents were more understanding to each other about it. And it's so much pressure. And it's not like we're completely broke or anything. It's people have priorities, and we want to have another baby. We want, anyone who watches or knows me, we have 3 girls. We would like to have that boy one day. And the only thing I can do to help support our dreams of getting our bigger house and moving on with our future and making our dreams come true is focusing on school. So by the time my youngest is in school and everything's more stable and we see, what our future holds, we get a better idea, I'll be finished and we can be where we want to be eventually. And I have an amazing partner with that sort of thing. He's understanding and we're patient. We take it day by day and we are fighting for the same thing. And it's amazing when you have a partner that wants the same dreams as you and the same goals and who's accomplishing them with you. We've had a bunch of bumps in the road. Kinley was one, for example. She was a very big surprise. I was not ready for it. I was going through court things with my ex-husband still, of harassment and stalking, and I was scared, and I've never been so scared and frightened of what our future is going to hold. But he told me we can handle anything and we're going to get through it. And we did. Anything that comes our way and I'm afraid of, and he says it's going to be okay, and it is every time. And I'm so blessed to have such an amazing person in my life, amazing teammate, partner, so I just wish some moms and parents would just relax. We need to come back down and remember what's important, not where we go and what we do and what we have. It's the laughs, how many laughs and memories and fun times we have. I'm not saying it's shame on you for spending money and going out and doing stuff with your kids. It's not that. Just don't put pressure on people and don't make them feel bad because they don't have the money. Like sometimes I feel bad. There was a kid that did not have, I think it was like $5 for a field trip in my daughter's school. And I get it. I was a single mom of 2 and never seen a child support check still to this very day. And I know the hurt, the sickness to your stomach, knowing you can't do the simplest things for your kids. And I remember helping out and doing that. And I did it anonymously. I can't talk. I did it without them knowing because I would have, I'm so independent myself though, that's why it's that's why it's hard for me to sit back and not work. But I have to go through schooling. I have to be doing something for my family that benefits us because I was so independent. I was a single mom, and I've always been that way. I was raised by a single mom, and if someone would have done that for me, and I knew who it was, I would have been grateful. But I would also my pride, and I just didn't want this person worrying about it at all. That's just not who I am. If I can help out, I will, but as parents, we need to stick together. As people, as humanity, we need to stick together and not, make people feel down on themselves, My dream is to finish through school and just do the best I can and help others if I can, If I can't help you, I will. And I want everyone to get that house we want and get where we want and invite everyone over for game nights and stuff. And so we can make the memories there and show that it doesn't take much just to love one another and spend time with each other. So if you're a parent that's going through this or feeling guilty or other parents making you feel guilty because you can't keep up, don't. because that doesn't matter. It doesn't. And I realized that when my oldest is the one that taught me this lesson. She goes, Mom, it doesn't matter where we are. We're a family as long as we're together. That's what matters. It's crazy. It takes a child. A child sees the world so clearly. A child has the biggest heart. And there's no gray area. You know, they understand. And that right there tells me I'm doing the right thing. I question myself sometimes, especially with my oldest. They're your first pancake. You don't know what you're doing. Every day is new with them. And to hear her say stuff like that to me from time to time, it just makes my heart so full, because it's like I'm doing what's right. You know, I'm teaching her what's right. I don't discuss finances or anything with my kids. I never wanted them to be like worried about that stuff. They're kids, you know. But I have learned to tell them, hey, you know, your birthday's coming up. Things are getting tight. Christmas is coming up. No, you don't need this. And things are tight right now. You know, do some chores around the house. Earn it, you know. Because I think it's good to let them know, like, hey, you got to make money and you have to pay bills, and to kind of get that concept of it. So I tell her, you know, if you want more and you want to do whatever you want and have all these things you dream about having, then you make them grades and you go to school and you do amazing, and you can, you know. And I said, it's priorities. Some things are more important than others. And I think it's a good thing to start teaching kids that. Instead of thinking that you just pull money out of the ATM, like a machine just gives you money all the time. You know, as I remember my oldest used to think that, hey, Mom, just go to the money machine. That's not how it works. But I'm very proud of who she's becoming. And it really satisfies me. It makes me feel better too after hearing those things from her. But I hope some of you parents don't think you're the only ones out there that kind of feel down on yourselves about it. Don't, as it doesn't matter. The people who should start feeling down on themselves is the ones that are pressuring you and making you feel like you're not good enough because you can't keep up with them. But I hope you guys have a great Monday or rest of your week. I'm about to go get my oil change and head to the grocery store before I pick all the other yahoos up. So, bye guys.